Mentally ill is not synonymous with weak, stupid, or crazy.
You don't wake up one day and decide to have an eating disorder.
It's a matter of chemicals.
Mental illness can happen to the ordinary person.
People need to know that pretending that it's not there or pretending that it's this terrible, shameful thing, it only makes it so much worse.
I have breast cancer and I have depression. I usually hide the depression. People don't bring casseroles when you have depression.
I'm living with mental health issues. I'm dealing with anxiety, some OCD, and post-traumatic. Some days it can be very crippling, but I am determined to push through each day to make a day that is better than the last.
Depression is not a sadness, it's an illness.
A lot of people think people that have mental illness are weak, and I'd like for people to know that's far from the truth.
I'm not being dramatic, and I'm not doing this for attention.
Yes, it's in our heads, but it's not imaginary.
There's no such thing as normal because everyone's perception of normal is their own.
It's not only hard on the person who's suffering with the mental illness, it's also hard on the families.
When I was 4, my mother committed suicide, and I believe if we had started talking about mental illness earlier, then maybe she would still be here.
We hear all sorts of things. Try harder, you can get over it, pull up your socks, just put on a happy face.
There isn't always a quick fix, and you can't just snap out of it.
Even if you can't understand, just hold my hand and be here for me.
In my own life, the best support has been understanding. Somebody understanding that I have good days, I have bad days, that my mental illness does not define me. I'm more than my illness.
Asking for help is not a cowardly action. It's how you keep yourself safe.
I got this bracelet, it says rule your illness. And I think that's what I do. I rule my illness, I don't let my illness rule me. And when I do that, life is great.
It's a really long process, and there's definitely ups and downs, and sometimes the downs feel like they last forever. But eventually, they'll become less and less, and the good will sort of overcome the bad.
It's not your fault. You have an illness and there is help.
We need to talk about this.
It doesn't need to be the elephant in the room anymore. It shouldn't be.
You have to understand that it does get better, and there are so many people who want to help.
And I think by keeping the conversation going and keep talking about it, we will succeed.